Hey, so it's Sunday, uh, time for the vlog, and of course I'm going to start with a little music. Got no woman, got no home, got no woman, got no home, got a big old house, got no home, got no woman, got no home. Lord, ramble in a room, got no woman. So, my week got absorbed by work, which it will. That's okay. But I got home, I think it was 3 nights this week. I didn't get home till 7 p.m. or about then. I go to bed at 9 so that I can be up at 5. I usually try to lay down between 8:30 and 9, and I read until 9:30, 10 o'clock. Right now I'm reading the book Dune. Maybe we should start a book club. I turned a paper in yesterday. It was graded instantly almost, which was pretty awesome. I got an A on it. That was good. I spent most of today preparing the second project, which is a PowerPoint slide. A little nervous about this only because I haven't submitted a PowerPoint slide, so I don't have a frame of reference on what they expect. I'll figure it out. So today I got up, did my exercise. I've started doing warm-ups for my push-ups. I'm doing the warm-ups because I found that my joints react better when I do the warm-ups. So for push-ups I do 10 knee push-ups, kind of slow to really get the left shoulder warmed up, and then I do my regular push-ups. I did the treadmill today. I did the first 2 minutes relatively slow, then I worked my way up to my top speed so far, and then the last 2 minutes I stepped it back down. I'm increasing speed and I'm increasing time as I go. Almost every day, just a little bit faster or a little bit longer. I'm going to run into trouble making it longer before work, so I'll just have to increase intensity because I only have so much time before I have to leave for work. This is all gearing up for the Spartan race. I'm trying to work myself into it. I have decided I'm going to have to take a strategy on the first Spartan race, which is there's certain obstacles that I will just do burpees for instead of trying the obstacle. I just don't have the grip strength or the strength to weight ratio right now to do the long up and down monkey bars. It's just reality. I may lose enough weight between now and then. If so, I'll change my strategy, but I'm not there. The class I'm in right now is multiculturalism, how it affects psychology. A perfect example of why this is important is Sri Lanka had a huge tsunami come wipe out a lot of their neighborhoods. I forget what year that was, but you may recall it. Anyway, when people got there to provide psychological help, they did it all based on American psychology, North American. And so when they did, they caused a lot more problems than they solved. One of the big things was they had people admitting that they were having stress or having issues with certain things publicly. And in Sri Lanka, mental illness is a huge issue. If you're told that you have health issues that are mental, you'll be made fun of and rejected from the culture. They also didn't understand how people in Sri Lanka dealt with grief. They were Buddhists who believe differently than most Americans, so their grief was not the same, and it didn't have nearly the impact that it might have on people in an American society going through the same issues. And this comes into play if you're working with underserved populations in the U.S. It's a lot of immigrant or cultural minorities. And as such, you have to be aware that their belief system plays into their psychology. Religion and social structures are all built around dealing with life. Regardless of what your belief system is, and mine included, it gives you certain tools to cope with things that happen while we're alive. Some are better at dealing with some issues than others. The truth is, though, it's kind of boring because it all comes down to the same thing. What's good conflict resolution is good conflict resolution multiculturally. You have to listen to people, you have to find out what their thoughts are and what their opinions are. If possible, you do some research on their culture and their specific belief system. It's straightforward, it makes sense. But evidently, people don't understand that. And so they have to have a class on it. I've traveled the world, most of it, not all of it, obviously. I don't have any pictures with D-Man. But when I was in foreign ports while I was in the U.S. Navy, I would go find as much of the local culture as I could, not the tourist stuff. The best thing to do was to find somebody local and go see what they did, go see where they worship. It was a good time. I did some of the touristy stuff, of course, but you know. So I lost track of my train of thought as my neighbors came out, and he's trying to be a good dad, and so to do that, the only response he can get from his son at this point is we're bringing him outside, making him exercise. So he brings him out, makes him do a series of exercises, and I don't know the whole backstory. I just know it's punishment detail. I've been real tired lately. I don't know if it's because I've got so much on my mind or if I'm just physically worn down from something. I don't know. I mean, I have increased my exercise dramatically. My calorie intake is probably lower. Well, it should be lower. I'm eating a lot of fresh vegetables where I used to eat. Yeah, you know, whatever. And so I'm guessing between the reduced calories and the exercise, maybe I'm a little tired there. And the stress, of course, doesn't... stress does terrible things to your body, but the exercise helps. So that's a good trade. Well, I don't know if it's a good trade, but it's good that I'm exercising. I think also having a belief system that that's based around the idea that I don't expect life to be easy. I expect to grow strong enough to deal with whatever life throws at me. Okay, I'm almost out of battery, so remember that I love you. Take care of yourself. And rock on.
Got no dreams, they're all gone. Got no dreams, they're all gone. Can't find them in my sleep, 'cause they're all gone. Got no dreams, they're all gone. I got no reason for me to carry on. Got no woman.
Let me show you the hoopty coming through.